Radio. Welcome back to Dolphins United, the platform for Dolphins. You heard me. Man, day 2 of legal tampering. All right, we know some tampering been going on since probably sometime early last week. All right, especially with Patriots. Patriots ain't spending all this bread not to be doing no tampering. All right, so they've been doing some tampering, of course. They done sent out all this money to all these players, and I don't know what that's going to do for them. But, hey, we're not here to talk about them. We're here to talk about the Miami Dolphins. You feel me? This video is a two-parter. All right, first part, we're going to talk about something that my mind is wondering about. And then the next, we're going to do some reactions to some of these signings and some of these moves that we've made since we've been able to make moves. All right, so first thing I want to talk about real quick is Kenny Gallaudet. All right, Kenny Gallaudet, we have been mentioned as a team that's very interested in Kenny Gallaudet at the moment. All right, now, I previously have been on the record saying I don't think we should get him. In my last live, if you haven't watched it, please go check it out as well. Of course, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Anyway, I said that I don't want him, and it's not because he's not decent, because he's decent. He can do some things, but it's because we already have Devante Parker. Why do we need another Devante Parker when we have him and Preston Williams on the squad? I'd much rather get either, well, some of the guys are gone now, but I would much rather get the kid from the Panthers, all right? Samuel. That's who I'd rather get, Curtis Samuel. That's who I'd rather get at this point. I want him. I don't really care to get Gallaudet because Gallaudet is Preston Williams and he's Devante Parker. I mean, a little better than them, but you know what I'm saying. Like, same type of high point, jump, ball catching, possession wide receivers, which we don't need. We need a yak guy, which is why I want Curtis Samuel. But if we happen to get him, all right, if we somehow end up with Gallaudet, somebody gone, all right, and that's what I want to talk about. Because if we end up with him, time is up for either Devante Parker or time is up for Preston Williams. And I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know right now, all right? This is some foresight. If we indeed get Gallaudet, I believe Parker is on his way out the door. Now, why Parker instead of Preston when Preston is the one that's been injured the last 2 seasons? One reason. All right, if you look at the Dolphins right now, and it's very sneaky, all right? There's something going on with the Dolphins. They're pulling something off right now. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Watson. I don't know what it is, but they've been real sneaky because and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but they're reworking deals and they're trying to make sure they're saving money. But for what? All right, I don't know. They're saving money. So if they pick up Gallaudet, I'm almost 100% sure at this point that they're going to be moving on from Devante Parker. They're just going to cut him, let him go, or trade him. All right, trade him to the highest bidder because they're not going to keep 3 of the same type of wide receiver. I highly doubt it. Preston Williams is too cheap to just cut, so Devante Parker would be the odd man out. They would have Kenny Gallaudet, Preston Williams, whoever, maybe another wide receiver, depending on how much Kenny Gallaudet gets, and whoever they happen to draft in the draft. But that's what I feel is going to happen if they get Kenny Gallaudet, which at this point, I don't know what to believe. When everybody says that the Dolphins are going, or one of the teams, them and the Giants, vying for Kenny Gallaudet, I got cause to pause because the Dolphins don't put out a lot of information. So if I see them pointing at him, I would look somewhere else because we don't hear anything about Curtis Samuel going to the Miami Dolphins. That I'm more inclined to believe because that is who the Dolphins aren't connected to rather than who they are connected to. Does that make sense to y'all? I hope it does because they don't let out a lot of information. So if they're pointing this in this direction, the Dolphins are more likely to go in this direction aside from Deshawn Watson, because, it's Deshawn Watson at the end of the day. All right, so let's talk about that Deshaun Watson. And then we beat this thing. We've beat this rug to death. This rug has nothing left. I understand. And we've been going over Deshaun Watson time and time again, back and forth in the comments, blah, 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 so on and so forth. One more thing I want to say, not one last thing, because we don't know when this saga will be over. One more thing I want to say about Deshaun. All right. And this is one of the things that are a determining factor on whether you get him, if he's available, versus not getting him. All right, the Dolphins are going to have to ask themselves one simple question. If we do not get Deshaun Watson and he goes to the Jets, can we beat him twice a year? All right, can we count on being able to beat him twice a year? If that answer is yes, then hey, we don't get him, we fortify our defense. If that answer is I don't know, they have to get him. All right? If they feel like Deshaun Watson coming into their division is a problem for them to where they can't beat him, you got to keep him from the Jets. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All right? That's a decision they got to make. I ain't got to make it. I still love Tua, but if they can't answer that question definitively with we could beat him, they're going to have to make moves in getting him. All right? If he's available and if the Jets are indeed the other team that is going to get him. All right, if we don't. Now, moving forward, let's talk about us spending a little bit of money here, a little bit of coin, all right, to make our team a little better. And trading as well, all right, which we've done some trades since the last time I spoke with you guys, which was on Saturday night during the live. We did about an hour, all right? So this one ain't going to be about an hour, so let's get straight into it. Big one first. We done traded for Benardrick McKinney and sent off Shaq Lawson. We got a 7th. They got this year's 6th. We traded players. I absolutely love what we did. One, we got rid of a guy that didn't have a whole bunch of production for us. He was solid, especially against the run. He was solid. He was very good against the run, matter of fact. He did a really good job for us against the run. Pass rush was up and down. It wasn't as good as Agba. They let him go. They bring in a need. All right, they filled a need. The second biggest need we had, first on defense. First need was pass rush. We haven't addressed that yet. They're flying off the market too, so Dolphins, I'm not too sure what you're waiting for. But either a pass rusher or a run-stuffing linebacker, middle linebacker at that. We needed the run-stuffing middle linebacker. We got him a thumper, former Pro Bowler, a guy who should be good for a few more years at the least while we have him, who they're indeed reworking his contract when we already have money. So once again, why are we trying to get more money? What are the Dolphins planning? But anyway, all right, we have McKinney now. We have fortified the linebacker position. We brought Vince Beagle back. Don't know how that's going to work after what he said about Tua, but hey, Tua's a stand-up guy. I'm pretty sure Tua let it roll off the shoulder. Vince Beagle. Hopefully, Tua can prove him wrong, and he starts to believe in Tua. He wanted to come back, so maybe he believes in Tua enough to at least want to be on the team, I guess. All right, or he just didn't see any other money out there where he was like, you know what, I'd rather lose with the Dolphins and make this money than not get a contract at all. Maybe that's the case. All right, but we got Vince Beagle. We have, I don't even know his name, the punter, Parardi or something like that. We got him as well from the Panthers. Good punter. All right. I did a video about that, who we should cut. I said that we should bring back Hawk and let him go at it with somebody else and let the best man win. Where they said, bump that. We don't need to see no more Hawk. We're just going to go ahead and sign this punter and then let that be it. All right, so we got a new punter in there. Hopefully he's more consistent than what we saw from Hawk because Hawk was not consistent enough. I mentioned that, and he's gone because of it. Consistency is part of the key. Production is another one. All right, so we are moving on. We got a new punter. Today, okay, we made 2 moves within the last hour. All right, and hopefully I can get this video up within the next hour so that this news can still be fresh after I finish editing it or putting some of the cute stuff, the intros, outros, blah, 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 stuff like that. All right. We'll go over the second one first. We got Malcolm Brown, okay? If you don't know who Malcolm Brown is, don't worry. I don't know much about the man either. I did remember seeing a number 34 I think it was 34. A number 34 for the Rams last year that was a power back, running guys over, all right? I remember that. Power back, all right? One of them dudes that you don't want to see across the line of scrimmage because he ain't ducking out of bounds. He putting his shoulder into you, all right, when he get to the sideline. I remember seeing him, all right, decent guy, 4 yards, a little over 4-yard average a carry. He's a big, powerful back, not like a Gaskins or anything like that. So seems like we've got a guy that can go into camp, that can vie out for either a backup position or a starting position as the main ball carrier. We'll see what happens there. I believe we'll still draft a running back. I believe that's the best way to go. But they do end up spending a little bit of money on Malcolm Brown. Bring him in. I don't know if it's a 1 or 2 year deal, but something like that. Bring him in, let him compete, and then see what happens. All right? And if it doesn't work out, you just move on. Okay? You just move on. And that's pretty much it on that. Then what happened before that even happened was we got our backup quarterback. Kind of. All right. And I say kind of because this guy I wanted at the top of my list when I did my who should be the backup for Tua video. I thought there was no way we could get him. And we ended up getting him. All right. So we got ourselves Jacoby Brissett 1 year for $7.5, $5 million guaranteed. 2.5 in incentives. Absolutely love this deal. Absolutely love it. I feel like that's the best option for us at backup. All right. If we weren't going to get Alex Smith, who's way older, then Brissett was the best option we could have on our team. He's a veteran guy, a good teammate from what I hear. He's going to be beneficial to Tua, can relate to Tua a little better than an Alex Smith could. And if Tua goes down, you plug him in, he's going to get you some wins. No doubt about it, all right? This is a guy I believe has a chance to start for teams. So maybe, he gets a chance to show us something in preseason, and we could use him as a valuable trade asset. You just never know. Or you keep him. All right, we got to draft a quarterback no matter what. This is the veteran guy we're getting. I absolutely love it. Yes, it's backup money. He ain't got no incentive-laden deal here where he can make another $5 million just on incentives. $2.5 million, that's if, of course, if this guy gets injured and he leads them to such and such wins, they make the playoffs, they go to the Super Bowl, he's got some money there that's sitting on the table for him to go get if he happens to need to start. But he's not the guy that is supposed to start. Tua is, and there's not even going to be a competition from what I'm hearing. So he's going to go in there as the backup unless Tua's thinking it up and he has to start. And that's the absolute best backup that we could have gotten for ourselves. A couple of other guys ended up going places. Andy Dalton went someplace and things like that. So there were some moves being made for backup quarterbacks or potential starting quarterbacks. Look at Fitzpatrick going over to the Washington football team. I don't want to say the other name anymore, not to offend anybody out there that feels offended by those things. So I know I said it a couple videos ago. So I'm trying to be better, I'm trying to be a little more PC just for the channel. All right, not in my regular life because I'm not that PC in my regular life. But none of y'all will get to see that side for the most part. All right, but the Washington football team ended up getting Fitz. All right, we wish him the best. The man did great things for us over these past 2 years. I'm going to definitely miss that man there because he has some magic along with that tragic, all right? But, hey, I appreciate that magic, and it's going to come with some tragic. Washington, it's going to come with some tragic. You're going to get the magic, but it's going to come with some tragic. All right, so hopefully he has a good season over there with them boys. He can take them to the playoffs, just beat the Cowboys twice a year, and I'm happy. All right, he got $10 million. He got a little bit of the bag. All right, he wasn't going to get that from us, so he got a little bit of the bag over there, and I'm happy for the man. All right, so we'll see what else happens If we get Kenny Gallaudet, look for Parker to be out the door. And I don't know why the Dolphins are saving money, but they're saving money for a reason. I'm doing a little recap if you haven't figured it out. Love the Benardrick pickup. Definitely love the Jacoby Brissett pickup as well. All right. So we'll see what else happens. If anything major happens, expect another video tonight. If not, I'll see y'all in the next one, of course. Fins up, baby. Let's go.